can't find anything better than crypto. The best thing to invest in is absolutely cryptocurrency. I've looked at things like stocks, real estate, gold, silver, art, collectibles, and I can't find anything that I like more and personally want to invest in than cryptocurrencies. The riskiest thing you can do with your money is to keep it in your bank account. Cash loses value over time. Everyone's heard of inflation. The money sitting in your bank account is losing value every minute it's sitting there. Even if you have your cash in a high yield savings account, it's still going to be losing value. Perhaps you're earning 4 to 5% interest on your money in that account. That's great. However, inflation is happening at 15% a year effectively on your money. The average inflation number of like 2 to 5% a year is actually BS when it comes to what you actually spend your money on every day. Groceries and rent and all that other stuff goes up much higher than the average inflation rate. So effectively, you're losing money even if you have your cash in the best position it can be in a bank account. Therefore, the best thing you can do and the least risky thing you can do with your money is to invest it. But you want to invest it right. And like I said, I've looked into all of these different investment avenues, and I have decided that crypto is what I'm going to put my money in primarily. In this video, I'm going to focus only on stocks, real estate, and crypto. And when I talk about crypto, I'll mostly be referring to Bitcoin. I might get into altcoins a little bit in the end. So I'll start about talking about stocks. I've been into stocks for a long time, and I started out with getting a Robinhood account and having no idea what I was doing, trying to pick individual stocks, and it didn't work out too well for me. I made a little bit of money off it, but it really wasn't anything to brag about. But then I got much better advice, which was to max out my 401k and then max out a Roth IRA and then use the remainder of the cash that I have available to put into an S&P 500 index fund. That's all really good advice, and most people who follow that end up making a decent amount of money if they follow with consistency and wait for the money to continue to compound and turn into more money over time. Now, the rate at which those assets will appreciate is about 12% year over year. That's not bad, but Bitcoin, for example, is somewhere between 20 and 40% every year. So that pretty much swamps the stock market. And I mean, don't get me wrong, stock investing is great if you're into that. Nothing wrong with it, but I prefer to put my money into something that's going to appreciate much better over time. And that's not the only reason why I'm choosing crypto over stocks. I'll get into that later in the video. So stocks are a great way to build wealth, but I'm probably going to be like 60 years old by the time I'm actually going to be any level of rich, at least on the average income that I receive. I don't have a business or anything making me a bunch of money, and that's probably the case for most of the people watching this video. Now, I've also looked at real estate, and year over year, you can expect somewhere between 5 to 10% of appreciation on your properties. If you pick a good one, maybe it's 15 to 30%. That's great. That sounds really lucrative. However, you also have to deal with a bunch of things like maintenance and tenants and banks and mortgages and refinancing and this and that and the other thing. And holy crap, that's a lot of work that I don't really want to do. The great thing about crypto is that all I have to do is just buy it and hold it and let it roar. So yeah, crypto, lightweight, real estate, very much not so. I'm not saying that real estate is a bad investment. It's absolutely not. Neither are stocks, and really neither is all the other things, the art and the collectibles and wine or whatever you want to invest in. But not all of them are for everyone. And for me, cryptocurrency is the way to go. And while it may be true that real estate has created more millionaires than anything else, I think that's going to rapidly change as the cryptocurrency industry begins to gain more traction. There's a lot of things that makes Bitcoin very valuable inherently. And the main thing is its scarcity. There can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin that ever exist. And because of that, no one's going to be going and printing more Bitcoin, deflating the asset, making it less valuable over time. The only way it can go is up in the long term. Obviously, you see massive 85% corrections in the bear markets, and that's to be expected with this newer asset. However, over time, that volatility is likely going to decrease. However, there's no reason to look at it fluctuating by tens of percents every day or month or year or whatever it is, because we're going to be holding our Bitcoin and our cryptocurrencies for decades. And if you do just that, there's extremely small chance that you lose any money, and really a fantastic chance that you're going to make a bunch of money. And you can see based off this chart here, that's somewhere between 20 to 40% basically forever, at least for the foreseeable future. And back to the scarcity bit, you can't make more Bitcoin. You can make more houses and deflate the market. You can make more stocks. Obviously, you can make more dollars. You can make more food. You can make more gold. You can every other asset besides Bitcoin can be inflated. Bitcoin is inherently deflationary, and it will hold its value over time because of that. And another awesome thing about Bitcoin is that you own it. You don't have a broker to deal with for your stocks. You don't have a bank or a mortgage to deal with your property. You know, it's yours. You own it. If you own your keys, you own your Bitcoin. And you can't say that for many of these other popular investment avenues. And really, I could go on and on with a list of all of the fantastic reasons to get Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. And I did say I'd get into altcoins and such. There's an even higher potential to make even more gains than you would in Bitcoin with altcoins. And if you want to see my strategy on how I'm going to be leveraging altcoins to accumulate more Bitcoin, check out this video where I go into detail on that plan. And this is a pretty short video. I could talk about this all day. There's so many reasons why I love cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. And I still dabble in stocks. I have my retirement accounts that I've built up in the stock market, and of course I'll be keeping those. I've been considering purchasing some real estate, and it'd be nice to own a house sometime, but the main avenue for investment that I'll be taking is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So this might have been a controversial one. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you like to invest in. Let me know if you also invest in cryptocurrencies, which ones you're into. And that's all I have to say in this video. Go check out the description, and I'll see you in the next one.